Now it's official that Ricky Burns is no longer invisible. Invisible, I say, in his own town. Ricky won the WBO Super Featherweight title last September, defended in December. Will be back in a Glasgow ring this Saturday to defend against Ghana's Joseph Laryea. Ricky is finally starting to enjoy the belated recognition, benefits of success. He's a world champion and people know him. It's called fame, Ricky. Relax and enjoy it. Anyway, I spoke to Ricky a bit earlier because he trains in the evening at this time, so I couldn't get him on live. I spoke to him a bit earlier, and I asked him how he was dealing with being famous.
You know, to start with, I was just getting a bit embarrassed with it off, but I seem to be getting used to it a lot more. But again, I still don't see myself as world champion. I just see myself as just an everyday guy. So I do just keep myself to myself.
You're not wearing sort of shades so that people don't recognise you or anything silly,
oh, not at all. Do you know, when I'm obviously in Coatbridge and that, I get noticed a lot, and when I'm out and about in Glasgow and that as well, I seem to be getting noticed a lot more. But you know, it's good in a way. I'm always getting people coming up asking for photos and get stuff signed and that, which I don't mind doing. So I'm getting used to it all.
And all you have to keep saying to them, and listen, and I'm going to be boxing soon at the Bray Head. You can get your tickets on the door.
Do you know, I've heard that the show's selling really well. They're expecting a big crowd on Saturday, so I'm just really looking forward to getting in the ring and hopefully another good second defence.
Well, I mean, Scottish boxing's needed you to come along and grab it by the neck since Scott, because Scott had a great run there. Scott Harrison before.
That's right.
You know, his unfortunate problems. Now, also, what was this promotional shoot where it became Rocky Burns as opposed to Ricky Burns?
You know, see, I actually got a phone call. One of my pals had told me. He was saying, "You want to see the size of the posters and that are all about Glasgow." You know, they're up all about Coatbridge now as well. I think it's obviously because I've spoke about, obviously, I always watched the Rocky films before fights and that as well. So I think that's where they've got the idea for it. But the posters and that are absolutely cracking. So there.
Brilliant. Now, there's one problem with a guy like Joseph Laryea, and you can, and I'm not saying you're going to make this mistake because you've not had an easy, soft-touch career. But sometimes fighters can look past guys like Laryea, thinking that they're easy, and you can look on to bigger fights. So you've checked yourself to make sure that doesn't happen, haven't you, Ricky?
Do you know, everybody was telling me that this is going to be an easy fight in that for me. And do you know, Joseph Laryea is not to be underestimated. Obviously, you just have to look at his last performance against Paul Appleby.
Yep.
But again, the training and that's been going well. We brought up a couple of guys similar in style to Joseph. Tyrone Nurse, undefeated lightweight, and we brought up Derry Matthews as well. So we couldn't have been happier the way sparring that was going. So it's just about now taking what we've been doing in the gym and taking it into the fight.
You talked about, you know, sometimes you have to sort of pinch yourself to realise you're sort of world champion. But you know, the way your career went, Ricky, you know, with a couple of early losses in British title fights, you know, points losses to good fighters, Alex Arthur, Carl Johansson, and then a lot of other fights that were a lot closer, in matching terms, than most fights. Do you think that's given you a better grounding for actually winning the title now and being a champion?
Do you know, the experience that I've had throughout my career has been really good. Obviously I've been a box Graham Errol, and when I was younger, obviously my defeats in that came they were when I was a lot younger and experienced. But again, my amateur career and that I had when I was young, I had over 100 amateur fights in that as well. And you know, my attitude hasn't changed towards boxing. I would still fight every month if I could, so I would. That's how much I love it. So I was just honestly just really looking forward to getting in the ring on Saturday now. The countdown's on.
It certainly is. Now, Ricky, you're 27 now. Can you stay at super feather, or do you see in the next 18 months, year, possibly a move to lightweight, especially if there was a decent fight there for you?
Well, we've spoke about it. Obviously, there's talk about me having a unification fight in that in the summer. But I have to get by Joseph first on Saturday, or the bigger fights aren't going to happen. But you know, I'm really big for super featherweight.
That's what I thought, yeah.
But you know, I make the weight as comfortable as I think any other boxer on that. I think it's just that last couple of pounds everybody struggles with. But again, if I had to move up to lightweight, I'd be able to bulk up a bit more and put on a bit more muscle in that. So I don't see that being a problem. But it's definitely something to look for in the future now. So
what might you get in the ring on Saturday night when you fight in Bray Head, a fight that's live on Sky? What weight might you get in the ring at?
You know, that's my wee secret. I don't really give that away, so I don't. That's my secret of how much I put on.
I had to ask. Hey, listen, Ricky, good luck against Joseph. Just stick to what you do best, which is using your brain like you do, and hopefully you'll retain them. You and I will speak soon.
Thanks very much, Steve. I'll speak to you soon.
Ricky Burns talking to me earlier. He fights Ghana's Joe Laryea this Saturday in defence of his WBO Super Featherweight title in Glasgow, live on Sky.